subject, BRBL subject? Tell me. This is the short form, BRBL. Banking, Regulation and Business Law. What is this? Give me a quick reply. What is this? You know, when I was doing law subject in my graduation and in my post-graduation, so I was also very scared because whenever the topic law come, everybody think that we have to learn so many sections, we have to learn so many cases. Is that reality in your subject, in the BRBL subject? The answer is absolutely no, because you are not going to do the common sense and logic. You all people know what is law. This is reality. So first of all, you have to be aware that what exactly this subject want to say. So if I talk about this BRBL subject right now, so let's understand what is legal subject. In school days or in college days, I think we all have read the book. And book is basically distributed in the chapter 1, chapter 2, chapter 3, right? But in the BRBL subject now, you don't have to call the book. You have to call it law book. So ma'am, what we have to study just like the book, because in the book we have just studied about the chapter. But in this law book now, you do not have to study the chapter. In the act, suppose I'm giving you the one example. Suppose guys, Indian Contract Act 1872. I'm giving you a very good example. Suppose this is the act, Indian Contract Act 1872, right? So this is the law book. So what we have to study in this law book? See, you have to study in this law book, you know, when we just open the law book now, so law book contain so many sections, law book contain so many cases, and law book contain so many concepts. So guys, what you have to study, you only have to study the concept, that's it. So it means in the law book, you do not have to study the sections, you do not have to study the cases, no need to learn the section, no need to learn the cases. Only you have to focus on the concept. Suppose in Indian Contract Act, it's a book. Every law book is written in the point wise. That point wise is known as sections. That point wise class, that is known as sections. But in your BRBL subject, only 3 to 4 questions come in the form of section based question. So for 3 to 4 question, no need to learn the section, because in BRBL subject, you have to study total 25 acts. How many acts? In the BRBL, that is distributed among 4 modules. Module D, Module C, Module B, Module A. Module D contain 9 acts. Module C contain 10 acts. Module B contain 4 acts. And Module A contain what? 2 acts. So could you tell me that how many total acts you have to study in the BRBL subject? So the total act that you have to study is, guys, 25 acts. 25 acts you have to study in the BRBL subject. So if one act contain 4 to 5 concepts, so 25 act contain most probably 50 to 60 concepts. So in the total 50 to 60 concept you have to understand in the BRBL subject. This is very important to understand. This is very important class to understand that what we are going to study in the BRBL subject. Any doubt, guys? Tell me. Any doubt? Yes, sir and ma'am? So, if I show you that, and if you just ask me, ma'am, which module is important from the examination point of view, module D, module C. Because you know that if it contained 10 act, if it contained 9 act, so it is but obvious that module C and module D, these are important act. And I'm not saying that you have to skip this module B and module A, no class. No module you have to skip. But the more weightage, the more questions come from C and D. So that's why this is important one. Module C and module D, that is important one. Is that okay? So again, if you focus on these two modules, you can easily score 60 plus marks. You can easily score 60 plus marks because in the June session now, generally, the questions were asked from these two modules. Okay, so I think now this is clear to all of you. Now, the next question is, what kind of question comes in BRBL subject? That is also very, very much important. What kind of questions that's come in the BRBL subject? So the answer is very easy. First point is one-liner question. Okay, guys, one-liner question means, suppose the definition of contract is given. What is definition of contract? Any agreement which is enforceable by law, that is called contract, right? Any agreement which is enforceable by law, that is called contract, whether it is true and false. This is called one-liner question. The next one is, guys, your case studies question. So case studies question is basically, 10 to 15 question always asked from the case studies question and 70 plus question asked from the one-liner. So what is case studies question? So the case studies question is basically 8 to 10 liner question will be there in which the story will be written and you have to search the concept in the story. Okay, so that's whatever the story that is written in the case, just like the case. So you have to find out that from which act this case has been taken and which concept is applied in this question. So in this one, you have to focus on these types of question only. The one-liner and the case studies question. Any doubt, guys? Tell me. Any doubt, guys? Please tell me. Tell me, any doubt? Yes? Okay, so I think this is clear to all of you. Now, guys. Now this compulsory subject, that is BRBL, let's discuss the syllabus. So, okay, so today we only have to discuss the syllabus and now from Monday onwards, we are going to study the questions. We are going to study the module-wise chapter. Okay, now let's understand with the module D because from Monday onwards, we are going to start first of all module D, then module C, then module B, and then module A. That's it. Okay? Now, first one. What is this? The commercial and other law with reference to the banking operation. So basically, what is commercial? Commercial means that is related to the business. What is commercial? That is related to the business. So business and other law with reference to the banking operation. It means what is the relation between the business law with the banking operation. So in the module D, we have to study the what? Total 9 acts. So one by one, I'm going to discuss the first act. And today, I will just teach you how to identify the concept behind the act. And by seeing the act, you can easily identify that which topic this act is talking about. So now, the Indian Contract Act. What is Indian Contract Act? What is contract? Is that a hard topic? The answer is no. See, I think you all people go for the movie. You all people do shopping. You people have taken this paid class. So what is this class? You all people go for the restaurant for eating food. So what is this? What is this? This is called contract. If any customer is coming in your bank for opening the account or taking the loan, what is this? This is called contract. So these examples are the new examples. The answer is no. So this is the basic thing that we just deal with day-to-day life. So these things we have to study in the contract, that what are the essential points that make the contract. So in this act, we have to study the meaning and essential points of contract, what are the key components to form the contract, and what is the relation between contract act and banking. See. Okay, what is the relation between contract and banking? And next, what is contract of indemnity, guarantee, bailment, pledge, agency? So these are the 5 topics that we have to study. That's it. These are the 5 topics and 3 topics. It means total 8 topics we have to study in the Indian Contract Act. Now tell me, is that hard? Is that, guys, this topic is hard? Tell me. The answer is no. So what is contract of indemnity, guarantee, bailment, pledge, agency? Every topic deal with the Banking Act. That's it. Is that okay? So this is your first act. Now, the second one, Sales of Good Act. So this topic talks about the goods. That's goods belong to the movable property. That's good belong to the movable property. So if we want to sell the movable property, so what are the requirements? Suppose if me, Nikita ma'am, want to sell the bike. So for that bike, I will demand price from the opposite party, right now. So Sales of Good Act basically deal with the movable property, the sale of movable property. And in this act, we have to study meaning and essential points, condition and guarantee, what is condition and guarantee, and what is unpaid seller. That's it. What is, guys, unpaid seller? That's it. Is that okay, class? Okay, so this is your second act. Third, Indian Partnership Act. Guys, in each act, one word is there that explain about the particular thing. So in the Indian Partnership Act, you have to study about the definition, meaning, and nature of partnership, relations of partners to one another, relations of partners with third party, then what is the role of minor in the partnership, then how to end the firm, and what is the effect of non-registration. I'm giving the one example of partnership. Suppose X, Y, Z. Three are the partners in the partnership firm. So what is the theme of partnership firm? The theme is that if X will do profit, that profit will be distributed among all three. If X will do loss, that loss will be bear by all the three parties. So this is the basic concept of partnership firm. So whether it is company, whether it is partnership firm, and whether it is LLP, the basic aim is to do the business. Third act. Next one, that is Company Act. So guys, we have to talk about the company. So in the Company Act, we have to study about the definition and features of company, types of company, memorandum of association and article of association. We have to study about the doctrines, membership, prospectus, and directors. See what we have to study. So we have to study about these concepts in the Company Act. So these are the concept. These are the guys concept. That's it. Okay. Now, next one. What is LLP? LLP is nothing class but some features of company, some features of partnership firm is equal to LLP. Company main aim is to do business. Partnership firm main aim is to do business, and LLP main aim is to do business. So all these three personalities or entity have a main aim to do business. So in this thing, we have to talk about the definitions, body corporate, liabilities, incorporation, partnership, and their relations. These are the concepts that we have to study in the LLP class. Is that okay? Next one. If we talk about the Transfer of Property Act. So when the Transfer of Property Act, basically, again, property. But now in this act, we have to deal with the immovable property. We have to deal with the immovable property class. So basically, 4 topics are there. Sale of immovable property, mortgage of immovable property, lease, and actionable claim. So these are the 4 concepts in your BRBL subject of transfer of property that we have to study. So again and again, I'm saying that these are the important topics that we have to study. Done? Next one. Right to information. Say class, from every public authority, not from the private authority, we have a right to ask question. So you know what is RTI? RTI is nothing but it is a form that we can file. We can ask the question from the public authority and they have to give the reply within 30 days. So this RTI is applied to the public bank also. But there are certain restrictions. We cannot ask any question. Okay, so this is your RTI. So in this class, we have to study applicability, definition, obligation, procedure, disposal, appeal, penalty. Is that okay? Next, Information Technology. What is Information Technology Act? I think today we all are depend upon the technology. Mobile, telephone, lappy, what is this? This is the technology. So if technology is there, they are giving the benefit, but there are certain laws also. Okay, so this IT Act basically deal with the bank also need this act. Okay, so we have to study the definition, certifying authority, signature, this. So these are the points that we have to study. These are the points, guys, that we have to study. So you can see that there are so simple concepts that we have to study in this class. Prevention of Corruption Act. What is corruption? The corruption is also happening in the bank. Corruption is also happening in the bank. That's why this act has been come. So in this act, we have to study the definition, special judge, offense and penalty, fixing of fine, person authorized to investigate, power to inspection the banker's book, and appeal and revision. So class, this is all about your module D. So I think the act of module D is clear. So as you can see that we only have to focus on the concept of each module. Now class, if I talk about the module C. So module C and module B. This is your part B and module B is part A. So in part A and B, we have to focus on the important act that's related to the banking operation. So in module C, we know that there are total 10 acts. Okay, first one. What is this? This is integrated ombudsman scheme. So there is a one word that you have to understand, that is, what is ombudsman? What is ombudsman? Ombudsman is basically a entity in which the customer can complain against the banking services, and it is integrated. So it is the merge of 3 acts: banking ombudsman, NBFC ombudsman, and your next one, that is payment and system ombudsman. So in the ombudsman, the generally customer complaint about the regulated entity services that they are not providing in a good manner. So in this act, we have to study coverage definition, offices establishment, receipt and processing center, what is the procedure, filing of complaint, etc. So this is the concept that we have to study. Now, what is this? MSME Development Act. If a person is a rich one, then he can do business. It is just a saying. But if a person is from rural background, so isn't it possible that they can do also business? The answer is yes. So this act basically, if I talk about, this act is basically, the concept is important for the promotion of industrial development in the rural areas, use of traditional and inherited skill, use of local resources, and mobilization of resources, and the exportability of the product. C class. It's provide the maximum opportunity for the employment outside the agriculture sector as well as. We know that the rural areas is 60% in today's scenario also, that is depend upon the agriculture. But this act provide the strength to the rural people that they can also earn income outside the agriculture sector also. So there are so many business that the rural people can do. So in the MSME, you can see we have to do these things. So we have to study about, as you can see, coverage definition, summary, national board, delayed payment. These are the concept. So in every act, guys, we have to study the only and only concept. Okay, we have to study only and only the concept. Is that okay? Okay, next. Next one is, oh, what is this? Guys, this is your SURFACE Act. What is this SURFACE Act? So what exactly the SURFACE Act? This act say that X person is there, bank is there. If bank have given 20,000 rupees as a loan to X person, 20 lakhs suppose, and X person have given security to the bank. If X person is not able to pay the money, so we know that we have an option that we can go to the court. But SURFACI Act say that without intervention of the court, you have also opportunity. So under SURFACI, it say that without intervention of the court, there is a procedure that is given in the SURFACI in which the bank and the financial institution can take money from the borrower. So this is your SURFACI Act. See? This is your SURFACI Act. So in the SURFACI Act, you can basically see we have to study about the definitions, regulations, enforcement, central registry, offense, miscellaneous, registration of security interest. So many questions come from the SURFACI Act. So many questions. And in our syllabus also, I will take 3 days to complete the syllabus. 3 days. In the June session also, so many questions have been come from the SURFACI Act class. So many questions have been come from the SURFACI Act. That's it. So that's why this is important one. Is that okay? Next one. What is Recovery of Debt and Bankruptcy Act? We know that the court is there in which we can demand the justice. But class, instead of court, we have so many alternative dispute resolution method. What is ATR? Alternative dispute resolution method. So what are the ADRs? First, arbitration, conciliation, it's a mediation, then tribunal, lok adalat, ombudsman, etc. So guys, these are the alternative method in which we can solve the disputes. These authority can solve the dispute. Just like court, they do not have to follow the procedure just like court. They can make their own procedure. So under this act, we have a debt recovery tribunal. So tribunal. So this tribunal is made to recover the debt. Okay, so we have to study about the establishment, jurisdiction, procedure, and recovery of this one. That is important. This is class important. Is that okay? Okay, class. So this is important. Now, what is IBC? The short form is IBC. So what is IBC? Suppose if X person is not able to pay the money and X have no money, not or any property. So X will declare as an insolvent because X do not have anything. So if X will declare as insolvent by the court, this is called bankruptcy. So what is the difference between insolvency and bankruptcy? Insolvency means the person is not able to pay the money. And what is bankruptcy? If a court declares that the X person is not able to pay the money, this is called bankruptcy. So these are the things that we have to study in the IBC. Okay, if any person declared as a bankrupt, so that person do not have to pay any money because he don't have a money. That's it. So under IBC, we have to study this one. Next, Bankers Book Evidence Act. You all are bankers, right? You all need to keep anything in the record form, right? So if any matter, suppose, just approach in the court and the court want evidence of your record. So what type of document you can give to the bank? So the bank will give its book as an evidence to the court. Okay, so is that book should be original copy? So in what form? So we have to study this thing in the Bankers Book Evidence Act. So guys, in this act, we have to study about the what? Applicability, definitions, condition in the printout, mode of proof of certain entries, banker's book cases, etc. So you can see that in each act, the different concepts are there that we have to study. Is that okay, class? Any doubt? Okay, that's cool. Next, 7th, the Legal Service Authority Act, in which we have to study only the Lok Adalat. What we have to study? We have to study only the Lok Adalat. And I think in your bank, the Lok Adalat conduct. Right now, in the bank, the Lok Adalat always conduct, if I'm not wrong. Right? So in the Lok Adalat, what is Lok Adalat? So this is also a method of ADR to solve the dispute. Okay, so in this Lok Adalat, we have to study about what is the power of Lok Adalat, what is the nature of award that is given by the Lok Adalat, and so many things we have to study. Done? Next, the Consumer Protection Act, in which we have to study. Suppose this act deal with the two things. This act basically deal with the two things. What are the two things? If you have purchased any goods and if you avail any services from the shop, if any defect will come, so you have a proper forum. You have a proper forum, guys, to go to the Consumer Protection Act, to go under the Consumer Protection Act. So in the Consumer Protection Act, you have a district forum, national forum, state forum. And there are certain limitations, certain jurisdiction that is available for these three court. Okay, so this is your Consumer Protection Act. Done? Next, law of limitation. What is law of limitation? Every act have a limitation to file the case. If I talk about the mortgage and if I talk about the contract, in a contract, if opposite party breach the contract, so the opposite party have 3-year time to file the case. And in the case of mortgage, 12 year is the limitation period. So in this act, you have to study about that, the limitation period of various act. That's it. Okay, and the last one is tax law. Everyone pay the tax, isn't it? Everyone. We have to study about the GST, income tax. Okay, that's it. So I think this module C is complete. So you can see that class that in module C and D, total act is 19. So these 19 acts are very, very much important from the examination point of view. Done? Now, module B, same content but part A. So module B is basically Prevention of Money Laundering Act. So what is Money Laundering Act? We know that if we have a black money, so I will convert this black money into the white money so that I can just use it. To prevent this black money to convert into the white money, this act is there. So the Prevention of Money Laundering Act is basically this one. That's it. Okay, so we have to study about these concepts in this class. Okay, now, Negotiable Instrument Act, through document how we can transfer money from A person to B person, we have to study this in the Negotiable Instrument Act. because Module B contained 4 Act. Foreign Exchange Management Act. If India want to export something to USA or import something China, okay, so in that case, in USA, India need dollar. So India first of all convert the rupees into dollar, and this dollar it will send to the USA, and the goods will become in the India. So how to control, how to manage these foreign exchange, we have to study under the FEMA. So this act is also known as FEMA Act. Okay, next. Payment and Settlement Act. We know that in today's scenario, we have to study about we have to deal with the Google Pay, Phone Pay, etc. So what is this? The Payment and Settlement Act, basically, these entity regulated by the Payment and Settlement Board and the Reserve Bank of India. So we have to study about these things. Now, there are few concepts. In Module B class, there are few concepts that we have to study. 4 Act plus 3 concept. And in the 3 concept, these are the 2 concepts. We have to study about the mortgage, appropriation, assignment, pledge, hypothecation, banker lien setup. So these are the 6 points that we have to study. Done. And the last one is charge. What charge we create on the security that is deposited to the creditor and lender. That's it. And in Module A, regulation and compliance. So in Module A, guys, as you can easily see that 2 Act we have to study in Module A. What are the 2 Act first of all? Reserve Bank of India Act. Second, Banking Regulation Act. So these are the 2 Acts that we have to study in the Module A. And these are the parts. Legal framework. These are the concept that is in the Act. Okay? Control over the bank, regulation of banking business, return inspection, winding up merger, non-banking financial company, etc. So I think we have done with all the module of your BRBL subject. So if you are new in this session, you can please take the separate batch also, or you can take the complete batch also. And you have a sufficient, I think, 1 month and a half month time to prepare your this one. Okay. So if you focus on the single batch class, this one, so you have a live classes going on, right? And if you're not able to see the live classes, you can see the recorded session also done. It have a mock paper. Then ebooks are there. Done. You can ask any doubt in this Sankalp CAIIB ka batch. Okay, so this is your complete Sankalp selection batch. And if you want to take this CAIIB ka Mahapack, so CAIIB ka Mahapack is very, very much important. Because in the CAIIB ka Mahapack, you have something new. In the CAIIB ka Mahapack, you have something new. See, if you open this Adda 24/7 site, click on Adda 24/7. Click on all courses. If you click on all courses, okay guys, then CAIIB. This is CAIIB November 2023. Done. Today, in the CAIIB ka Mahapack, double validity is going on. So first of all, I will explain this DV. Then after, this is a single batch that I have already explained you. So if I explain you this CAIIB ka Mahapack, DV means suppose if you click on this CAIIB ka Mahapack for 3 months, okay? So in this Mahapack, first of all, before exam, we will launch the revision batch. So in the CAIIB ka Mahapack, revision batch is there. Sankalp selection batch is there, and the target batch is also there. So you can also see the recorded session. So all batches are there in the Mahapack. Next, in the June, we have just conducted the marathon for the June session. So it will cover in the Mahapack also. Ebooks are there, mock paper are there, chapter-wise questions are there of some subject. So many things are there in the CAIIB ka Mahapack. So if you want to purchase it, you have to click on and write down the coupon code, that is PREP77. If you click on PREP77, you can see 77% discount is there. And this batch is of 3-month validity. Suppose if you want more month validity, so you have a 6 plus 6 month, and you have a 2-year also of CAIIB, this one. Okay, so if you want to see, you can see test series are there, ebooks are there, 970 recorded videos are there. And CAIIB ka Mahapack also contain the elective subject video courses. And before exam, we will also launch the revision batch of your live batches of your elective subject. In the test series, you can see ABFM topic wise test, BRBL, this is BFM, this is your ABFM, everything is there. So for this Mahapack, you only have to click on this PREP77 for the maximum discount. Okay, and if you want to take a single batch, so you can also take the single batch. This is your single batch. Okay, so for the single batch also, you have to apply the coupon code same. So click on this PREP77 for this and apply this one. Okay, so this is the complete package of single batch and CAIIB ka Mahapack. So in my opinion, you have to enroll in the CAIIB ka Mahapack. And see, if I show you the Officer Adda channel, if I show you the Officer Adda YouTube channel, so in the YouTube channel also, the sessions are going on. So if you click on the playlist, okay, if you click on the playlist, you can see CAIIB. This is your CAIIB bilingual all classes, BFM, ABFM, BRBL, ABM. Okay, so this is your bilingual and this is your English medium. In English medium, BFM, ABM, ABFM, BRBL, and ABM is, taught by Suprabha ma'am and Vishal sir. So this is your complete YT session also. So YT sessions are also very much important, in which we generally do the questions. So if you want to take this